I have talked about this masturbation issue from the biblical standpoint, talked about the indirect ways God speaks towards the issue. Now I want to talk about it from a human sexuality perspective. Guys will say, I just use masturbation from time to time as a relief from stress. How can that possibly harm anyone? My first thing is this. Okay, what in the world? Is this the only way that you can think of to relax? Whatever happened to a round of golf, a bike ride, fishing? Why in the world is this the big deal? And what it often feels like to me is men are clawing back parts of their sexuality and saying, God, you can have the rest of my sexuality, but this part I'm keeping because I need it to relax, okay? The second thing is the original biblical argument is now working against you because the Bible never, ever, ever says that God's sons and daughters should use their sexuality as some kind of a relaxation device, that they should use their genitals as their, I don't know, massager. It's never said. And if it's never said, how can you be sure what in the world you should or shouldn't do with it? Okay. What I want to tell you is what the Bible actually says about sexuality and human sexuality, because it gives us a really good picture. This is what 1 Corinthians 7, 2 through 5 said. But because of sexual immoralities, each man is to have his own wife, and each woman is to have her own husband. The husband must fulfill his duty to his wife, and likewise, the wife also to her husband. Now, listen closely to this next verse, verse 4. The wife does not have complete authority over her own body, but the husband does. And likewise, the husband also does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. This is a very critical verse in the Bible. I think that it really helps to clarify a lot of things when it comes to our sexuality. Number one, my sexuality was not given to me for me. A lot of times we think of our sexuality as ours. It isn't. Even when you're 16, and when my son was 16, turns out when he was 23, he married Rose. Even at the age of 16, his sexuality was not just his, it was being protected for Rose. Jason's sexuality is hers, not just his. And the same thing is true with me. My sexuality is Brenda's, and Brenda's sexuality is mine. She grew up always knowing her sexuality would be her husband's, and she protected it that way. I did not. I damaged mine.